In this video, I want to demonstrate how I would start the first 3 lines for every tool of a CNC program, regardless of what that tool does. So earlier we created this setup sheet, and I'm going to use it to help guide me through those first 3 lines. Next, I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to do all my coding for manual coding in NC Plot. Mr. Martinez has written a great program here. I would highly recommend it if you want a good simulator that does the job and simulates things well. So first, we need to start the program like we would any program. So I'm going to put the %sign. I'm going to put some spaces, and I'm going to put another %sign so it'll be at the bottom and I don't forget it. Next, the letter O, and because I'm working in NC Plot, I don't have to put the caps lock on. It'll automatically put all my letters in capitals. So this way, if I switch to an email in the middle of it, people don't think I'm shouting at them. So this is the first program we're writing together, so I'm going to call it 001. And then I'm going to add some descriptions. Now that I've added some description, I'm going to add my safety line. So I'm going to enter G91, G28, Z0, and push enter. Remember, this will home the machine's Z-axis. And then I'll enter G91, G28, X0, Y0, which will home the X and Y axis. And next, I want to make sure nothing is active, because these machines are incredibly fast and I don't want any surprises. So I'm going to enter G40, which turns off cutter comp. I'm going to enter G49, which will cancel any tool height offset. And I'll enter G80, which will cancel any active drilling or can cycle. Then on this preparatory line, I want to make sure things are active that I want actives. For example, I want it to move initially in rapid and to work in absolute coordinate system. As well as I'm going to enter G20 to tell it I'm working in inch. I'll enter G17, which says any radius I cut by default will be in the XY plane. And I'm also going to enter G94, which tells the machine the feed is per minute. And because I'm working in inch, it's inches per minute. If I had G21, it would be millimeters per minute. And this is how I start all my programs. Now I'm ready to actually start the tool. So I'm going to push enter, and I'm going to enter N10. And I'll talk for a minute just about line numbers. Most of the time, line numbers are for you and I to make it easier for us to read the program and talk to somebody about it, or it's often where we restart the program from. So I want to restart from line N5593 or whatever the case may be. Feel free to put line numbers on every line as you wish. I don't bother. I tend to only put a line number where it's safe to restart the machine. And it's typically always safe to restart from the beginning of a tool, and that's usually where we restart. So I tend to only line number there, and I know if I want to start from tool 5, in my coding it'll be line 50. Tool 2, it'll be line 20, and etc. So I'm going to bring up the setup sheet again, because now we're about to actually start our first tool. So I want to remember what it was. Well, it's a 3/4 carbide ML2 flute or slot drill. So the very first thing I need to do if I'm going to use a tool is to put it in the spindle. The spindle cuts way better with a tool in it. So to put a tool in the spindle, I need the M code M06 and then the tool number T01, and I'll add my description to it as well. So I'm going to say it's a 3/4 inch carbide slot drill, and the description's in common. It's just for us dumb humans, not the machine, and I'll push enter. And here again is somewhere we could use leading zero suppression if you want it. I could make this just M6 and T1. It's whatever style you prefer. I prefer T01 and M06, but it really doesn't matter if you drop the leading zero. And again, I want to stress the order these codes are in doesn't matter. The machine will have its built-in prioritization of the codes depending on who built it. So the first line for every tool is the M6, which says change tools. Take the one that's in the spindle and put it away. And then we say what tool we want in the spindle. In this case, I said tool 1. You don't need to worry about where the machine is putting the tool. It knows and remembers where it was and how to get it. So now that I put the tool into the spindle, the next thing I should do is position the tool and then turn the spindle on. So even though I'm already in rapid, I'm going to repeat it. And again, even though I'm already in absolute, I'm going to repeat it. So I'm going to say G00, G90, G54, because I'm working from that G54 work offset. Let's just get our setup sheet here again. And this was the corner. So I'm spinning a 3/4 carbide end mill. So what have we told it in this second line so far? We've said all my positioning will be dimensioned from this corner of my part, my G54 corner. They'll be in the absolute coordinate system, and when you move as fast as you can. So next, I'm going to tell it to turn the spindle on, and I want the tool spinning clockwise, which is typical of 90% of our milling tools. So clockwise is M03, and then I'm going to say S, how fast should it spin? For now, I'm just going to leave it blank so we can come back to it. So I said move and wrap it using the absolute coordinate system relative to my G54 work offset, turn the spindle on clockwise this fast, and then I'm going to say move to this X location and this Y location, and we'll come back to those. So where is the tool currently? It's over the starting X and Y location where I would like it, but the tip of the tool is as far away from the top of the part as it can be, because the first thing I did was home the Z-axis to make sure it's well out of the way. So the next thing I need to do is I need to say, well, before you can move your Z-axis, you need to be aware of what's the tool length that's in your current spindle. So what's that tool offset? So I'm going to tell it to go get that, and that's a G43. G43 says go look in your offset memory and see what the length of this tool is. And now I need to tell it what area of that memory. Well, if it's tool 1, I'm going to tell it to look in height offset 1. This is also moving in rapid and absolute, so I'm going to give it a Z coordinate relative to the part, and the Z0 is the top of my part, so I'm going to tell it to go 100th thou above the Z0, and while it's there, I'll turn on the coolant with an M08. So M08 will turn on the flood coolant, and this line will see the tool wrap it so the tip is 100th thou above the Z0 or the top of my part. Since these are the first 3 lines for every tool, the next step is to copy and paste. And now that I've copy and pasted it, I just need a couple of tweaks. So I'm going to change tool 2's line number to 20. It's going to be tool 2, and it will use height offset 2. And then I need to see what my cutter was again. My cutter was a 3/8 carbide end mill, so I'm going to change the 3/4 to 3/8, and now tool 2 start is ready. And I'm going to cut and paste this for every tool I have, and then do these little tweaks. So I've gone ahead and copy and paste it for all my tools. And again, all I have to do is small tweaks. So for tool 3, N30, tool 3, change the description, HO3. Tool 4, N40, TO4, change the description, HO4, and etc. for all my tools. And now I have a great start to my CNC program. And in the next video, we'll look at how we end every tool.